In this GNS3 topology, you need to configure both DMVPNs as well as BGP. Now, to set up customer 3 and customer 4 is very easy. All I need to do is change the IP address of the DMVPN tunnel and the eigrp network command. So by changing just those two values, I can configure customer router 3. So here's customer router 3. I'll paste that configuration in. I'll need to set up the static default route to the ISP, which is 88.10.1. Let's see if we can ping customer router 1 from customer router 3, and let's see if the tunnel comes up. We can see things are actually working already because an eigrp neighbor relationship has been established. So customer router 3 can ping customer router 1, show IP eigrp neighbor relationship has been established to customer router 1, show DMVPN. We can see that a static peer relationship has been established to 8832. Show IP route shows us various routes. This is customer site 1, but notice we have also learnt about customer site 2. So at the moment, show DMVPN, we only have a connection to customer site 1, but what I'll do is ping this IP address on customer site 2, and what we should see is that a DMVPN tunnel is established directly from customer site 3 to customer site 2. So again, before I do that ping, at the moment we only have a connection to the hub site, but if I ping 10.121, the ping succeeds, and notice an additional dynamic DMVPN tunnel has been established to customer site 2. On customer site 2, show DMVPN. We have one static peer, which is customer site 1, and we have a dynamic peer. So in other words, an additional connection has been established between customer site 2 and customer site 3. So Ubuntu 3 should be able to ping Ubuntu 2. Here's Ubuntu 3. Can we ping 10.1.2.11? Yes, we can. That is the IP address of Ubuntu 2. So traffic is being sent through the tunnel, which was dynamically set up between customer site 3 and customer site 2. Let's now configure customer site 4. All I'm going to do is change the IP address on the tunnel, change the IP address advertised in eigrp. I'll copy that. Here's customer router 4. Paste the configuration in. Have to configure default route here again to the local ISP, which should actually be 88.11.1. So can we ping 8832? Yes, we can. That again is customer site 1. We can see an eigrp neighbor relationship has been established. So show IP eigrp neighbor. Neighbor relationship has been established across the tunnel. So we should be able to ping across the tunnel, which we can. We should be able to ping an IP address on customer site 1, which we can. We can ping the Ubuntu host as an example. And if we trace to that Ubuntu host, notice we only see 2 hops because the traffic is going through the GRE tunnel based on this information here. But in addition, we've learnt about 2 other networks. Show DMVPN shows us that we only have a connection to the core or hub site. But if I ping 10.1.2.11, that's Ubuntu 2, that works. Before I ping Ubuntu 3, show DMVPN. Connection is dynamically established to customer site 2. If I ping Ubuntu 3 now, having a bit of a problem there, but notice an additional DMVPN tunnel was established. So we've got 2 dynamic tunnels established. Let's check Ubuntu 4. Here's Ubuntu 4. IP address is 10.1.4.11. Can we ping Ubuntu 1? It says the network is unreachable. And that's because we didn't learn a default gateway. So what I'll do is turn this device off. Turn it on again. And open up a console. So here it is. It's now got 10.1.4.12. But we have learnt a default route. So can we ping 10.1.1.11? Yes, we can. That's Ubuntu 1. Can we ping Ubuntu 2? Yes, we can. And there may be a problem with site 3 at the moment, but we are able to ping site 1 and site 2, and that's because the DMVPN tunnels were dynamically established. So I'll have to do some troubleshooting on this site to see what's going on. We can see that on customer site 3, 2 dynamic tunnels have been established, and we have 1 static tunnel. Can we ping Ubuntu 1? Yes, we can. Can we ping Ubuntu 2? Yes, we can. I'm doing a bit of investigation here, and one of the things that I wanted to check is whether this router can ping that router. So can customer router 3 ping 8.8.11.2, which is customer router 4, and notice we're getting unreachable. We can't get further than ISP router 1, so there may be a problem with routing in this network. So can this router ping 8.8.11.1? Looks like it can't get to this network. And this is a BGP problem. What I forgot to do is set up a neighbor relationship on ISP router 1 to ISP router 3. Because this is a full mesh, I didn't configure route reflectors. I need to configure a neighbor relationship between ISP router 1 and ISP router 3. So this is ISP router 3, neighbor ISP router 1. Update source will be the loopback interface. Neighbor relationship has come up, so show IP BGP summary. That looks better. So hopefully customer router 3 and customer router 4 can ping each other. That looks a lot better. So can customer router 3 now get to this network? 10.1.4.1. So ping 10.1.4.1. That looks a lot better. So hopefully Ubuntu 3 and Ubuntu 4 can ping each other. Here's Ubuntu 3. Can we ping 3.11? Yes, we can. That is much better. So on customer router 4, show DMVPN. We can see a dynamic connection to customer router 3. On customer router 3, show DMVPN. That looks a lot better. So just to prove it, can Ubuntu 4 ping 10.1.1.11? That's Ubuntu 1. Yes, it can. Ubuntu 2. Yes, it can. Ubuntu 3. Yes, it can. And to confirm DMVPNs, notice on customer router 4, we've got 2 dynamic VPNs and 1 static VPN. So we've completed this task, configuring a full mesh of DMVPNs without encryption. The next step is to enable NAT on the customer routers and ensure that the Ubuntu clients can ping cisco.com.